Welcome to Booked and Busy, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of your favorite authors one book at a time. Each week we will dissect bestsellers and explore the stories that have captured our hearts and minds. Whether you're a casual reader or an avid reader, our reviews and conversations will spark your imagination and inspire your next read. Join us as we hear from fellow book lovers and share our insights on themes, conflicts, and hidden gems. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Book and Busy podcast. My name is Adrienne,
And I'm Tanitra.
and today we're going to be discussing The Housemaid by Freida McFadden. So, Tanitra, what would you rate this book on a scale from 1 to 10?
1 to 10. I was thinking 1 to 5. Okay, so I'd say about an 8 out of 10. I guess, yeah, about an 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, because I don't really like giving things 10s, so I would
Yeah.
say I'm on my Keith
I
Lee.
can give you a full 10.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna give a full 10. I would say because some parts kind of irritated me, so I would
Same.
probably say, yeah, around what you would say, 8.5.
I think it was written well. Like, I like the story. Like, eventually, as it got to the end, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But it took a while to actually, for everything to like click into place. And I just personally don't like being titillated like that. But you know, it was a good book. 8 out of 10, I think is fair.
Yeah, because I will say, beginning of it, this just seems like your normal just story. I'm gonna be honest, when it got to part 2, I didn't expect kind of that at
That's
all.
when it jumped for me.
Yeah,
Because
it was just
leading up to
kind of
that, it was like walking through mud. It was just like, okay, all right, fine. And it's like the best part, I think what was the most exciting actually, before we got to the part 2 and the twist was, okay, she finally goes sleep with that lady's husband. They gonna fall in love. That's what I was like looking forward to. Okay, fine. They don't went to the hotel, all of that. Like, that was like the buildup for me. I think part 2 did a nice little reverse engineered twist though, because it definitely, I didn't see it coming. And I thought, okay, we finna get boring. And right when I thought it's about to get boring, it flipped. So it was definitely a real good twist.
Yeah, because I was thinking, okay, she'd got kicked out the house. Okay, now we're about to jump into now what they live happily ever after. What's about to happen? But I'm not gonna lie, when I first read the prologue, I was like, oh, she finna just probably end up killing both of them or something like that. Before I even knew her full background, I was just like,
I'm gonna be
obviously,
honest. I thought she had killed somebody's kid. Like, it just sounded like something really bad had happened. It's like, oh my God, what have I done? I was like,
You just went to
she done gotten these
the
people's
worst.
house. I did. I went to the worst thing. I was like, she done did something horrifying.
Okay, so
My bad, Millie.
Right. So so I had these questions pulled up from book club discussion questions, and it
Yes, I went over
says
that.
on question number 1, it says, Millie seems to ignore the clues that something is terribly wrong at the Winchester house. If you were Millie, would you have accepted the job at all after seeing the bedroom and the attic? At what point would you have quit the job?
Okay, now, thought about this a lot, actually. It's like, at first, I think it's easy to be like, girl, why you ain't get up out of there when you saw them locks on that door? But she's an ex-con. I know if I'm thinking of myself after getting out of prison for 10 years, like, I done did way worse. Like, I can deal with a little locker room and a window. Like, that's fine. I don't
Right.
need a window.
Right.
I
She
don't need
thinking
fresh air.
survival at this point.
Right.
Like, she like, I
And they're
just need a
paying
place
me
to
very
stay.
well. Like, I ain't got to sit here in this lady's face, even though she's crazy.
And I ain't gotta sleep in my car no more. Like, I don't care
Right.
if I gotta sleep.
I
I
forgot
don't
she was
care.
sleeping in that car.
Yes. Let me
Yeah,
hold on.
you
Let's
don't
give
have a
like a
lot of
little
options.
background about Housemaid first. So the Housemaid starts off about this girl. Her name is, how old is Millie? About 20
So
or
she went to
something?
jail when she was about 16. She was in prison for about 10
10
years, about
years.
26, 27.
Okay. Yeah. So I would say young lady, and she's pretty much fresh out of prison, and she needs a housemaid job. That's the only thing what you can about do getting out of prison,
Yeah.
right? Well, I wouldn't say that,
She
but
got to get a job. Like, her PO is on her behind. You know how it is. We don't know how it is. We're educated. We don't do those types of things. But people got to go. She had her parole officer was on her behind. She had to get her a job, child. And then she got fired. And so, you know, she meets this lady and she offers her a job cleaning up her house and watching her kid. And the
her
lady's a
bad
little bit
kid at
crazy,
that.
a horrifyingly bad child. Oh, we going to get to Cecilia. We definitely going to get to Cecilia.
Right, because
'Cause
she
I
was
got
giving
some
me an
things.
anxiety attack.
It's crazy because even after learning all the stuff, I'm still like, that ain't no excuse for the way that child was raised. And I don't care about none of that. I don't care about none of that. What that got to do with the price of tea in China?
What point would you have quit the job? Cause I know if you like in survival mode, you're willing to deal with a lot, especially if you getting
Right.
paid a lot. So when are you willing to quit? Like right now in my mind, ain't nothing finna stress me that
That's
out that bad.
exactly
Yeah, nothing's gonna
like I
stress
can
me out
ignore
that bad.
Nina.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Like right, me as a individual, but I'm thinking in the head of like Millie, I'm just like, mm, like I ain't trying to go back to jail first and foremost.
Right? And if she
That's my
hadn't left that house, I would have quit when she accused me of stealing those clothes because you ain't finna send me back to jail. I'll leave.
I'm not gonna lie. When she would
That would have been the thing.
that, peanut butter incident, and she was that was the first day, wasn't it? And Chef's daughter
That
was
was
acting
the
like that.
first day. You little lie.
Yes. I'm like, "You definitely didn't tell her that she was allergic to peanut butter." Anybody would know that because my own nephew is allergic to peanut butter. Like, my nephew is allergic to a lot of things.
See,
That's a main
and
thing
you
that
don't keep a
everybody needs
big
to
ass
know.
jar of it in your cabinet.
Right. Or let and it also too, if I'm watching your kid, and that's, like, one of my main
First thing
responsibilities.
you ask.
Yeah, that's the first thing, and then also, first thing you need to be telling me is, like, where your EpiPen if she got all these if she got an
Right?
allergy or something. I need the nitty-gritty on your child, but it was just obvious that she has obviously from the first, chapter or no, well, the chapters are pretty short, so I guess from the first little quarter of the book, it's like, something is wrong with this lady, and was that the first few chapters of the book when she discovered the medicine in her cabinet?
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I probably would've quit then. That's probably would've been my last straw right there if I would've went in her cabinet and seen that
You
medicine.
know what? And this is probably like messed up. We like, but that should have been your, that's your reason to stay. Like, you better get your stuff in there and find you something to take the edge off. Child, she got a whole medicine cabinet. She got a whole pharmacy up in here. Like, Nina is crazy. She's cuckoo. You need something to have to deal with that lady.
You know,
But not that's scary. She was on like real life psych meds. Like,
yes.
that's terrifying.
And then also, like, throughout this book, like, the thing I like about Freida McFadden and her writing this book,
Mm.
she's actually practicing physician. But,
I
like,
forgot you told me that.
so it's like these little, what is it, prescriptions that she's writing in there, and even a little bit of like Italian that she is writing in the book. I caught myself trying to like Google or even translate
Yeah.
most of this stuff. It makes you be like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, or "What the heck is that?" And I was like, "Okay, let's see how this is
Because,
gonna
like,
go, or where is this."
what would make someone behave this way? Like, that is pretty dope to have. You're gonna be writing psychological thrillers like this.
And then you also know what else I just noticed too? I know we on the topic of when you would have quit. Why she should have left when Enzo said whatever he said in Italian, danger.
Danger.
That would have told me all I need to
Pericolo.
know. Bye. See ya.
Oh, I forgot about that. That did put a little skip in my chest. Like when she Googled it, because I was like, I already know Perry anything is gonna mean danger in another language.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah, no, this buff Italian man is randomly telling you in
Wait,
danger, girl.
that's what
Molly.
that means?
Yeah.
I just
Because
thought
he told
about
her like,
something. You said Perry, right?
yeah,
You
like
remember
the
Perry the platypus. So now I'm just thinking about it. You
hey, there's
remember
Perry.
Phineas and Ferb? Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. That was just so random. Now I'm thinking about it like, okay,
No, but that's
danger.
fantastic.
Okay, that's the perfect name.
That's fantastic.
Okay, I'm getting off the topic. That was so random. Okay.
Perry the platypus.
Yes, because he's in danger. Like all this stuff he was doing. Danger. But yeah, that's what I would
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
okay. But I'm
Okay,
not gonna lie, that's
I'm
what I
sorry.
would've no. Okay, but that's what I would've did. That's honestly because it was so many red flags in
There
the
were,
beginning of
but I
that.
forgot about that too.
Yeah, he definitely was trying to give major warning. And we're also gonna just to give audience a little bit of what's to come. We'll be talking
Mhm.
about Housemaid, the second and third one, and possibly that the short story that she also put out, but it's gonna be at a later date. But I'm not gonna reveal
Yes.
too much about that. Some people say they didn't like the second and third one, but
Mm,
I liked them. So,
okay.
but to
I'm
each his
still reading
own.
'em. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
about a third of the way of the second one through. So I'm
And what's
check it out.
crazy is about even with Housemaid, I be on Book Talk or whatever. So one of the real popular book talkers, I would say, she said that she did not like The Housemaid. And I was just
What?
like, what? But the thing is, when I'm on Book Talk, like some books, like I really enjoyed. Some people really be like they didn't like them, and I'm just like, "What?" But I guess reading is subjective.
It
So,
is. It is.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thoroughly
because I could
enjoyed.
not get into how that lady tried to read you for Demon's Dream. Like, oh my God. It's like, you know what? As I'm getting into it though, never mind. That ain't this conversation. I'm like,
We're
I'm
gonna
gonna
talk
say,
about we're gonna be talking about Demon's Dream on
we
episode
definitely gonna have to
4.
get into that. Cause like,
So
I kind of understand like why she had that reaction. If you're like this vanilla, I bake cookies for my daughter every day, lady. Like, I don't know, but whatever. Back to Housemaid.
okay, so next question. It says both Millie and Nina feel trapped in a bad situation because of circumstances from their past. Do you think
Mm.
either of them would have or could have left the Winchester home sooner despite the risk? So, I will say, well, I'll let you go first.
1000% Nina could have left earlier. Nina didn't have to be that involved at all. Like I get it, but though that initial thing, I don't see how you sat there and let him give you opportunity. I don't care about no threats. Like, lady, you survived this long without money and access. You would have been just fine leaving that man the second they released you from that mental health hospital. Like the first time and before it got all this, like absolutely not. There's no I don't know she had like all these threats, but to me, none of them were sticky enough for you to just be like, I'm just gonna stick around for this to get better.
Oh no. I don't think
Yeah,
I feel she got I honestly feel they both really got bamboozled by okay,
they
what's the husband
definitely did.
name? What's the husband name again? I can't think of his name right
What
now.
was that jerk's name?
Right, because he's the main
Navigatable.
antagonist of this whole thing. Andrew. His name is Andrew.
Andrew.
So I feel okay with Nina's situation.
Mm.
I would say she really got put in a position to where she had to really depend on him. So we all know we know that Andrew is not Cecilia's real father.
Yeah,
So we know that. So and then she's working at a job with you know how hard it is to work a corporate job and you're a single mother
that's
with
true.
only like what a toddler. You really
But she
don't
wasn't even
have
a
like a
toddler yet. She was
yeah,
still
and you don't
breastfeeding.
right, and that's even harder itself. That whole little background when they got to part 2, when they started talking about Nina's background, it was very much, dang, she really got put in a tough situation. I think when she first got bamboozled, that's when she first got locked in the closet, right?
Yeah.
Like when she first got locked in the attic. So
Yep, she left her.
me,
Well, she
I
didn't
would have
even
been
leave a light on.
yes, she left yeah, because she by accident. And I'm just like, oh, this man is a freaking psychopath.
And remember, it wasn't even her. Like, I think it was him who actually left the light on. But his mom was like, you got to be careful leaving these lights on. Wasn't that then? Like, and it's like,
Yeah.
and she just took the fall for him. And so, like,
Yeah.
that's when he locked her in there the first time. You're right. Yeah.
And I'm just like, what kind of maniac does that? And it tells you to take out 100 strands of hair out of your
Yeah, that
head.
was,
I was like,
yeah.
what? Like, I have just
And
a
you got to think
headache.
about like psychologically, that's pretty torturing too. Like, and she's
Yeah.
sitting in this closet for however many days, like pulling out her own hair. When that first happened, then he had made her do it again. I was like, okay, yeah, he's trying to tear her down like mentally. Which once that's gone, it's easy to control somebody.
And
I
then
don't think she had it
also,
that hard in the beginning for her not to be like, for you to just be falling into the first rich man's arms that you see. I'm sorry. She had a little
I,
roommate. She had a friend who was watching that baby. She had a good job. Like I don't know.
mean,
I don't know. You started depending 100% on this man immediately. Like, that's just weird.
that episode she had with the drowning of Cecilia. And
My
I feel
God, now
like,
that was crazy.
yay,
Especially when he's like, it's not funny when the
you
doctor,
going to hell.
him and the doctor are like, you just have to go back up there and face your fears. Like, and it'll all be
Like,
okay
you
once you see
thinking,
it's
like,
not
and I'm
real.
really thinking, like, okay, maybe she is.
Maybe she was making it up.
No, this man is crazy. This man
He
is a
locked her right
psycho.
back up in there. Like, oh my God. I killed him. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's no way. You're not going to be sleeping around me and you still, like, absolutely not.
And then what's crazy is even when Nina first discovered, okay, this man is crazy, like, he's first of all, he's trying to, he only gave well, he made her what, if she had to use the bathroom, she had to use the bathroom in the bucket that's back there.
Yep.
Used only, what, 3 bottles of water for, like, 3 days.
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh my goodness, this man is crazy." So I think that's when it first she really was just blindsided.
Was. She
Yeah,
was.
and I would say the
Because
same
he came
thing.
off really nice, like, especially it's even to us, I think, as readers at the beginning, like, to Millie, it was like he looked like a superhero, he's coming in and he's nice and he's good with Cecilia, Nina's being a crazy
Right, he would've swept me
B-word,
off my feet.
right? And he was like and I was rooting for them, like, in the first half of the book, I was like, "Girl, you better go to that play, go to that hotel with that man," so I get it, yeah, I forgot about all that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and even with Millie, the when it happened but you know what I like about Millie? When she first got locked up there in that closet.
Like, this is that one, that
Yeah,
first and only.
because she left some books out, and he made her put the books on her and said, "Put them on
Oh
here
my
for 3
god.
hours." Put them on her what? Her pelvis area
Millie
pretty
got that.
much. Yeah, and Millie was like, "Oh, no, this man got me
She said,
fucked
"This is
up."
the
Like,
only
she
time."
yeah, she was like, "Oh, no. No, 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 no. We not finna do that." Like, she
And I
immediately
love that she kept trying to, like he kept thinking he was done. He's like, "Oh, get let out," and she's just like, "No."
yeah, that's what had me so, like, weak about that whole thing. But she was like
Put
she
those
definitely
books
was
back
just
on your
like
balls.
she was definitely like, "Oh, no, no, no."
I was like, "Yes, yes."
That's how you do it right
That
there.
little pepper spray was a nice little twist too. Like, okay, Nina, like that was real. That was a very real, like leaving it in the bucket. But I'm just like, what kind of captive holder are you that you're not checking every inch of the room? You ain't see it was a whole can of pepper spray up in there, you idiot. You deserve it. Like, you're not a good jailer. You're letting this girl get away with a whole can of pepper spray.
Let me see. What's the next question?
That was fantastic, though. It's gonna be a great movie.
She was definitely like, "Oh, no, no. We not finna play them games." Like, alright, she
Nobody
and then she
crosses me.
immediately recognized she immediately recognized even after kinda like falling head over heels for this lady husband, and she
Mm,
didn't, like, assume this
yep,
whole role of, "This is my house, this is my life, this is just now me." It only took her one time to
yep.
see, like, "Oh, no, this man tried to,
I lost
like"
your mind.
and just the
And then
anger.
we gotta think about Millie's background too. Millie don't play about like men and trying to be controlled and men like doing stuff. Like she just did 10 years in the joint. Like she's not
For
gonna
killing
sit here.
somebody. Yeah.
Sir, you gotta check
And
her
I hate they
resume.
did that big old that's I will say this is one thing I didn't like about the book. They did the big build up of dragging out of why she went to jail in the first place.
Yes.
And I'm just like, go
And that's
ahead
a
and
really
say,
good reason, by the way.
yeah, it's very much and then even her she becoming pretty much estranged from her parents. I'm like, why we couldn't y'all could have established this
And her
first.
and it's like they it's like all of that was shoved into maybe 2 or 3 chapters because it's like that and it explained her whole background even why she lost her job before she came to Nina and a lot of these things would have been helpful to know a little bit ago. Like I get why they saved it, but it's like too much stuff was saved for the end for me.
Yeah, it was just like, y'all go ahead and just say why this girl went to jail. Cause we obviously
Yeah,
know it's something terrible to go to jail for 10 years.
right.
Like, obviously. I think that's the kind of like I will say though, I think it's a bit one is already messed up that she went to jail for self-defense.
Mm,
Technically, it is self-defense. But I think it's even messed up. Like you said, you're not even like a whole like legal adult yet, and you get
right.
that many years in jail. Like, does that happen? Well, yeah, it does
Yeah.
happen. So it's just like I
Hmm.
think that's messed up that she was a minor, and then y'all send her to jail, skip over the fact that the boy that she killed, was trying to rape her friend.
Because he was rich.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that
I
was
wish they would have
insane.
go ahead and
And
established
then
that
the
first.
friend wasn't even cool with her no more. Did you see that? Like the friend like stopped talking to her. Like she said that the friend that she was defending, she like
Mhm.
was one of the friends who turned their back on her and didn't talk to her anymore.
And I just think that's one thing I will say, and just a little off topic. I will say in this lifetime, I'm like truly grateful and truly appreciative of because there's really some people who really become estranged from their friends and family and really don't
Mm,
have anyone in this world. Like I know I can call my mama for
right.
anything or call my dad or something. Like she really had nobody. Like she just fresh out of jail,
Yeah.
just gotta figure it out.
By
And
herself.
I just know that gotta suck really,
Yeah.
really bad. So, yeah, you just be in his survival mode after that, so and
Mm.
what oh, yeah, what happened with, I can't remember. Was it
Who?
okay, the previous job before, she was working what, as a bartender or something or a waitress?
Yeah, she was, like, working at a diner, and one of the busboys or whatever kept, like, feeling her up, like, he'd come by,
Yeah.
like, grabbing her
And
behind
didn't
and
she,
stuff,
like,
and so
punch
she
him or
finally
something?
punched him in the face, yeah, and broke his nose.
And then they was like, they just let her go. They just let her go.
It's like, y'all just gonna ignore the situation? Like, "No, me too."
Yeah, like that's it's like they tried to do like a cover up. Like, we just go ahead and let you go. We
They
ain't got to tell your
absolutely
parole
did.
officer what happened, like type of thing, because they know they was messed up.
Like, y'all know this was messed up.
Okay. Next question. It says, in this book, we read from both Millie and Nina's perspective. Would you have wanted to read from Andrew's perspective? What would you want to hear from him?
You sick freak, I would. Just because Andrew has some weird mommy issues, and it's like a lot of that, I feel like a lot of that would have been displayed, and it would have been nice to see the intricacies of that freak's mind. Like, what led you to do this? Like, I wanted, like, of
Like
course,
a
you have to
little
go to the
background
psychopath.
story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, how did this start? And how did it get to this point? You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of pull to be able to pull that off with the
But
doctors, with the police. Like,
uh-huh.
you freak.
But
So,
we
yeah, I would have
did
liked
we
that.
did hear a little bit of his perspective from his mom in a sense
A
towards
little
the
bit. We
end.
did.
It was a
Yeah.
little tiny fraction when they was talking about, so I guess she used to torture him as well
She definitely did. That
with the
mama's
tooth,
crazy.
because I guess I didn't know that he was pulling out his teeth. Was that the thing that he was doing? Because she said when they got to the, well, not the crime scene, or what they were talking about, the what they found evidence wise, and they
We're
saw his
missing.
teeth were missing because Millie made him pull out his teeth,
Millie made it.
obviously.
Yeah,
That's so awful. You know
that
how
is
bad that gotta
fantastic,
hurt to
right?
pull out an adult tooth.
I was like, she did that. Like, oh my God, several teeth? Like, he's just found like malnourished, missing teeth. They probably were like, what the? Like, dang, Millie.
But I don't know if that was the way that she tried, but she definitely said, the mom definitely said,
Something
like,
about his teeth.
he never, like, learned his lesson. And then he kinda didn't, wasn't it indicated, like, that he didn't really, like, talk to his parents as much or something
Uh,
like that?
yeah, like they didn't see each other as much since they had moved to Florida, but it was like kind of also implied that his mama was super controlling, and when she was around, like she was controlling.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like we got a little glimpse. I would have liked to
Yeah,
hear just like a little bit of a little story or a little something to know, okay, what really happened did this, because it ain't just that making you crazy like that. It's
right.
like build up of
And it started
things.
somewhere. That would be a nice little
Well,
backstory.
all trauma that we have, I ain't gonna say all trauma, but most trauma that we have, it stems from our childhood.
Very much so. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I
Especially if
wouldn't
you
be
live a life that's
surprised.
privileged like he lived and like they lived, it's a lot of that is gonna probably come from something crazy that happened while you were growing up, and it was probably your parents.
Yeah, yeah. So,
He ain't got a
I
lot of
would like
trauma.
to know what exactly did he get in trouble for? Why did he have to be tortured when he was a kid? Was it little small stuff? So maybe that's probably why he punishes
Mm,
his significant others or whatever it is for little minuscule things. You're punishing me for leaving a light on. You're punishing me for because I didn't put no books away. You're punishing me for little small stuff and locking me in the attic for
yeah, it's gotta be,
not
yeah.
5 days, 3 days, 3 days max. And
You can't
he
just be crazy, and it's not really just a punishment. Like it's like you're just being sadistic at this point, because what is somebody gonna learn from that in those manners? Like, it's like, what is wrong
I'm
with
not,
you?
if anything, I'm getting more and more mad at you.
Right?
I'm not
You
learning
freak.
anything. I'm getting more pissed.
So yeah, it probably would have helped to have a little bit of his perspective, because ain't nothing helping you at this point.
Okay. So next question. It says, before Nina reveals the truth about their relationship, did you ever suspect that Andrew was too good to be true? Were there any signs? And I think we talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, but
I ain't never
yeah,
seen it was too good to
absolutely.
be true. It was just like I said, like he would have swept me off my feet.
You know what? I did like kind of got suspicious of him. I wasn't suspicious of him, but I was suspicious of the whole setup, because what I was thinking was there's gonna be something involving the mama. You know, like people marry into these rich families, and now the mom is coming around telling me. I thought it was her making Cecilia wear them ridiculous dresses and stuff. You know, like I thought it was gonna be something more with her, but I didn't think that it was actually gonna be him. I thought it was gonna be like, something that had to do with his mama or his family.
Only thing that I saw with knowing that, okay, it was something wrong, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know until after he fired Enzo
Mm.
that he said Enzo was trying to warn Millie, like, tell her, like, "No, it's not Nina,
Mm.
like, it's him." Like,
Yeah, yeah,
he was pretty much saying, like, "Yo, it's him that's this
yeah,
danger, that's what I'm trying to tell you." Yeah.
yeah,
That's when I was just
yeah. I
like,
forgot
"What
about
the
that.
heck?" It was like that
Yup,
was
because when he was
right
trying to get
before
him to
part
take that
2.
trash out,
Yeah.
and when he was like, she was all relieved because Nina was leaving. Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah, it was, like, right before part 2, and that's exactly when it
yup.
was just kinda like, okay, like, now we know
And I
that
think
this
he
man's
started talking
crazy.
like full English at that point. Like,
I mean, 'cause
like
he know English, man, like,
yeah,
that's the
that's like this whole time he been danger. Like you know how to talk, and then he's
yeah,
like, now
like,
he's like,
dude,
Nina
you
is
making
not the
him sound like
problem.
some
You are still
Neanderthal.
injured. It's like, whoa,
And
back
that's why
up.
I'm so ready to see because they revealed the housemaid cast, so I'm ready to see, like, the
Who is gonna
full
be Andrew and who's gonna be Enzo?
I don't I know I can't think of the actor name who is Enzo right now, but he fine. Let me
Because
see.
I've been thinking about that a while. Like, who's they gonna get to pay fine Enzo?
The next question, it says, "What was the most shocking part of the book for you?"
Shocking. Definitely when Nina was sitting in that hotel room talking about thank God I'm free. Like, cause that's when it flipped. And I was like, whoa. Cause she's
Right,
like
I
just
thought
got put out in the rain. I was like, whoa, back it up, back it up.
so I think the most this gonna sound so crazy and probably just like one moment of me, but the most shocking part to me would have to be when he at the end when I didn't know that you could die from dehydration like that.
Oh my God.
I was like, that was a really I didn't know you could actually die. Then I thought about it, I was like, "Oh, people pass out in the desert all the time for, like, dehydration and, like, lack of, like, food and stuff like that." I just
Yeah.
read on, what was it, Twitter? Somebody just this part not funny, but somebody died because they were doing, like, a fruit diet or something. Yeah, and I didn't know, like I mean, people do, like, Ramadan and stuff, but, of course, they don't eat during sun up or whatever. They
Yeah.
eventually eat. But, yeah, I didn't know that was and then I even Googled myself, "How long can it be until you don't have no water? Like, how long you have?" And that's why he was leaving them up there for, like, 3 days at a time.
Yeah.
So it was just like, "Oh, like, you Googled
And
this
Millie
before
just
you
let him
started actually
stay.
doing this." Yeah.
Because
So
I was looking at it out like Millie let him stay up there for 6 days.
at least she didn't kill him in no, like,
Right?
brutal way, like, she ain't, like I'm thinking, like, at the beginning of the book, like, she was gonna stab somebody or somebody was gonna like, this was
Hey, he
simple.
got off a little easy, you little bastard.
Oh, no,
Like
that's
he
torturous. That's a torturous way to die
yeah,
right there, I'm not gonna
it
lie.
is, but she didn't do it. Like, she just didn't leave you any water in there. Like, maybe you should have left more water in the fridge when you was locking women up in there.
Yeah, so I was just really but I think she never had
That was
intentions on
the
letting him out. I think she knew she was gonna kill him regardless.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
So the most
so
shocking part for you was when you found out that you could die from dehydration.
I was like, "Dehydration is the cause of death." I honestly thought at the beginning of the book, I thought, like, she was
Oh
going
my
to end up,
god.
like, stabbing them both or something, like, off
Yeah.
the top. I never knew it was gonna kinda, like, end.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So that's why I was just kinda like, that's why I was just like, "Okay, that's how he died." But I will say, I thought it was kinda like when I was reading it and when Nina was going back to the house, I'm just like, "Don't go back there. Everybody just needs to
Same.
leave the house.
Same.
Everybody just
Like, I would
leave."
have sent Enzo or something. Like, I ain't going back up in there after I done got out. Especially him. I wasn't finna take no chances. I'm sorry, Millie. Like, you a hardcore criminal. I know you got it, girl. I know you do. Like,
Yeah.
like I know
Well,
you
they
do.
didn't know she was no, they didn't know she was a criminal because they did a whole
Yeah.
background check because that's how they knew
A-
she was,
And that's why
desperate
Nina
for a
wasn't finna
job.
go back at first. But Enzo was like, nah, you better go back for that girl. Like,
Yeah,
you
like, you
know
need
what
to
she's
tell
dealing
her.
with. She
But
was finna just dip.
yeah, pretty much. Nina, at this point, she just like, well, she just collateral damage. I'm trying to look out for my own self. That's how she was,
That's
but
true.
she just, yeah, she had to go back.
I forgot about another twist. I think this one might have surprised me more too. That cop at the end who was
Oh
talking to
yeah,
Nina, and he was like, "My daughter knew Andrew," and
yeah. That's
blase
Andrew
splee.
ex
Yeah,
girlfriend's
that
father,
was a
and
great little surprise. I was like, "Woo!"
Yeah, because they
I know
definitely
that's
talked
right.
about that. They definitely talked about it at the
Yup,
beginning,
like, what
like,
happened
what
to her,
happened to her, and I'm so glad that he knows what happened, so
right?
he
That was
just
a
like
nice reveal. The one cop who can't be bought here, like, he came here specifically for this, and he's just, like, sad that that happened. Everybody go home. Get
yeah,
out of here.
I still it's just kinda I mean, I guess when you're in a position of power, you can kinda cover up things
Yep.
like that, so
Especially if you done did this to my daughter and now I'm find out you did. I'm be like, "Look like open and shut case to me."
right, and ain't nothing this man died from dehydration, ain't nothing else we could do. He got stuck up here accidentally. That's all
It's
that looked
it's
like.
very plausible. You shouldn't put no lock on the outside of the door. Like, I could sell that in court.
And I will say also too, when like I know we talking about earlier about what was probably a red flag or why you when they would have quit or would you like would have quit at first if you were Millie. Like that was another red flag right there. Like why is there a lock only on the outside of the door?
Only
Like
the
that shit
outside.
I did like obviously it raised red flags, but you know.
And I love how, like, at first you're led to believe it's gonna be Nina trying to lock her up in this closet.
Yeah, we
Little
thinking
do
Nina
we
is the
know,
enemy the whole
right?
time. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, she did put on a good crazy girl
She
role.
did. She did.
And
Like,
she was
whoo,
even like when
girl.
she was saying she was purposely making a big mess. Um, this is the last question. So, it says not only does Millie turn the tables on Andrew and force him to endure his own punishments, but at the end of the novel, it is implied that Millie will continue to take action against men who abuse their wives. Is Millie justified in her actions? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
Because who else is gonna protect these ladies?
I really like how at the end that little plot twist that they did. Like, who recommended you? Like,
Yeah.
and it was just like a Nina, referred me to you, and when she saw that lady bruises on her arm, she like,
Literally, like, that was
"Can
my
you help?"
first thought when I saw that lady, like, when they started talking, she started doing something on the counter with the knives, I was like, "Nah, this lady's got some stuff going on, Nina sent her here like, she sent her here for a reason, like, to take care of somebody." That's
Yeah,
literally the first
because
thing popped in my head.
I feel like when I read, like, novels and I see or when I see on TV or something and people have housemaids, did that lady have kids at the end? They didn't say that, did they?
Uh-uh.
I usually feel like when people have housemaids or any type of help around the house, they usually have kids. Like, if you don't normally, most of the time, if you don't, like, have kids, you're not hiring no extra help.
Yeah.
So, it was just like a obvious what you hiring a housemaid for. You obviously need help with something additional, and you know that she can help you because she's not afraid, I
Yeah,
say.
and it's not gonna, like, look any different because, like, you're wealthy people, you hire people to help, like, you hire the "help," quote, unquote, to clean, nobody's gonna think twice.
Yeah, I just I'm glad that
Go in there and
they
get a dozen.
I'm glad that the main thing that she went to jail for, it's just the main thing she ended up, like, having to do like, ended up doing at the end.
Right.
Yeah, Housemaid was definitely, and that's why I'm just like, I don't understand why other people weren't liking this book. I'm finna go to some reviews on Goodreads, and I'm read some of these and see what they were saying.
That
Just
finale definitely made up, like, it was slow building up, like, it was like, "Okay, come on, come on, come on, I'm tired of Cecilia," and then it finally get to it, it's like, "Whoa, whoa," it's like, it didn't stop coming. To me, it got really good, like, that's what makes a good book to me.
yeah, and it all made sense. That's the thing. Like, I
Yeah,
know
like,
it's
everything
hard.
tied together.
It's very hard to get things to tie together, especially when you writing a book like that. Because, like we
Yeah.
said at the beginning, we didn't expect that at all. So I think that's what
And
really
we did
kind of
not
made it a
see it
good
coming,
book.
like, that was a great twist, like, that's great writing, like, who would've suspected it was, like, Nina doing all this on purpose, pouring milk on the floor?
Because I will say, when I first started reading it, because it only took me a weekend to read it. So, like, I started at Friday, and of course, I was done by Sunday. But
Mm.
by the time I got to part two on that Saturday night, I was like, hold on, I about can't go to
Part 2
sleep.
made you fly, absolutely.
Yes, like, yes, it was a slow build, but it went ahead and got to the point. It
It did.
says, let me see. I'm gonna read some
Oh,
reviews.
lord.
Let me see.
This should actually be part of the thing, like, going forward, we should definitely do this, like, with every all the
Yeah.
books and see what other people say.
Okay, now this person I hater right
What
here
they
gave
say.
it 3 stars. They gonna say
Okay.
this book is not as clever as it thinks it is. That's how I'm reading it in my head, like, "Ooh, you."
Like the voice. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Like, everyone is trying to gaslight everyone else, and it's messy. We know next to nothing about Millie for at least 60% of the novel, so why are we supposed to care about her?
Because
Millie
she's
could make
telling the story.
right. She's the anyway, Millie could make more of an effort with Enzo. Italian to English is right there on your damn phone. That ain't my first thought when I
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that a couple times. I was like, girl, you can't just open a translator app and tell that man what you know. Like, tell me something.
nah, I don't really like him acting like he don't know how to speak English, because that's what's aggravating to
Nigga
me.
said, like, damn it, Millie, you need to get out of the house. It's like, whoa, you up in some danger. You knew how to talk this whole time? That would have pissed me off more than
Yeah.
anything, more than Nina.
I mean, I don't know if it's just with his role, was trying to keep up with his role with Andrew also, like, "Oh, I'm just this gardener who really can't speak English."
Yeah, I get that, but come on, man. You done last like she done threw herself at you, embarrassed herself, and you sitting here acting like you can't speak English.
Right. And then I'm okay, as I'm reading this review, this man, I honestly think this man is whoever wrote this review, I don't feel maybe he can't read or something.
What is he
Because
doing?
he's talking about some Nina's chapters are bizarre. I'm still not sure what the big twist. He put in quotations, big twist is.
Oh, you're
There are
because you knew
several.
so
But yeah,
much.
you're just. I think you're illiterate
Okay.
if you didn't know what the big twist was.
It's like what? It's very clear. It was made
Yeah,
very clear in the first chapter.
yeah. Some freedom must have made that man mad on a personal level or something, because that
She
was just
did.
a
That's her it.
yeah. Like I said, some TikTokers that say most of them, 90% of them say Housemaid is a good book.
Okay. Because they
Alright.
got taste.
Yeah, it says The Housemaid by Freida McFadden is just one of those novels that for years to come I will speak highly of and recommend to anyone that wants an incredible thriller.
Same. It's just a little thriller, and then it's not too big, it's not too small, it's easy to follow along. Like if somebody like just like thrillers and psychological stuff, it definitely was like it was well written. Like
Yeah.
ain't no reason to be a hater. Like there was nothing here. Like a very yeah. What do
Yeah,
you
and
mean
it was a book.
bizarre?
This is when I know a book is not doing it for me. If I have to actually get an audio book for the book, that's when
Mm,
it's not clicking for me, or it's just taking a little too long like to catch on. With this, you can thoroughly sit there and be like, okay, now I gotta keep reading. Like, I gotta
yeah.
keep reading. I've had some books that I've just like, it's not doing it for me. It's just not
Mm,
doing it for me. And I'm not one of them people who put books on the do not finish list or did not finish list. Like,
I
I
know
have
that.
to finish a book. Now, it's been some, like, I would say a good little 5 that would have ended up like on a do not did not finish book list for me to get like that.
Mm,
So, for example, Life After Death, my sister soldier.
yeah. I was kind of like pushing. I very much was pushing through there. And then I was annoyed. I was like, it's another one that was before this that I don't forgot. Like, oh my God. Like now I gotta go back. Like that one was a drag. Like it was
Yeah,
to keep going.
even the
I think it was
audio.
like
I think somebody said for Coldest Winter Ever that she had to have a ghostwriter. She had somebody else write that for her. And the
had
follow-up,
to.
he
And
was
I
like,
was also thinking like it was too much space in between coldest winter ever and then the next follow-up and like
yeah, it was like
forget the
20
follow-up
years,
after
right?
that. Yeah. So it's like the time periods have changed. Maybe she was just used to writing for a different era. Cause like for the era that she wrote for, it was everything. The fashion, the problems,
It
like
fit.
winter was everything. It's like I don't know if she ever learned how to like transition that to the 2020s.
No, when you get old, because I'm not gonna lie, like it's hard to, and I can see why old people probably do this. It gets hard trying to keep up with like trends and things. I'm not gonna lie, like as I even like I know we're 29, we're still young, but like as I get older, it's like I get more and more into a space of like, what y'all listening to? Like,
Oh,
what? Where you found
absolutely.
out?
If I didn't have younger siblings, I would be completely out of the loop all the time. And
Yeah.
nephews, like they keep me young now. Like I don't care. Like I don't know what these kids are doing.
I can't
But
keep up with all
again,
of this.
I'm also not going to go out. I guess you could. I'm not knowing that I know that. I'm not gonna go try to write a book from a 21-year-old in 2025's perspective because it's just gonna come off corny. It's gonna come off a little lame. Like you know what I mean? It's like it's not gonna work. Like you just can't transition everything.
Yeah, but that life after death. Mm-mm. And everybody
Yeah.
said the same thing. I had to go back and be
It's
like, "Am I tripping?
a
Like, let me see
try
what
hard.
everybody else think
No.
about this book."
Same. Like
It's trash.
mm-mm.
Like worst follow up in
Coldest
the.
winter ever is like legendary though. She could let that sit on the shelf like
It's gonna
gold
forever
classics. Like
sell.
you just stay there, leave it.
But I also, what year was Housemaid published? Like 2022. Like, let me
Hmm.
look up real quick. Yeah, let me see. 2022. This is gonna be on shelves for.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And then you know how good this book got to be for it to be made into a movie adaptation
Right?
already?
This soon.
Yeah.
And like when I went to get it, it's still very much at the front of Books a Million and the bookstores and stuff. It's still very much like, oh no, that's a series that's best selling. Like, absolutely.
2 million ratings like on Goodreads. And that's just gonna
Wow.
keep
That's just good reads.
speaks for itself.
I liked it. I think it was a pretty good read.
Thank you for listening, and be sure to follow us on our socials and check out our reading list on Goodreads.